Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough, and we're going to begin laying down today. And we're going to use a blanket. I fold them like a little mini bolster, so long and narrow support. It could be a rolled up towel or just the flat mat if you don't have these kind of props. If you do, they slip in underneath your shoulder blades. So when you put your arms out flat on the floor, the arms and shoulders are pretty much on the floor or close to, not up on the blanket. Because we want the curve of the spine, the front ways curve of the spine behind the heart. So we know the bones of that part of your back are pressing forward. In this case, up to the ceiling or the sky. And place your arms however that works for you. And make sure your neck feels comfortable with this level of support. You're just looking for an evenness front and back of the neck. You can always put in another pillow or a blanket under your head. Legs are bent, feet are hip width and parallel. We take a few breaths here to notice how this feels. Seemingly simple posture. Find the flow of your breath. The feeling of the ribs expanded in this way. And how deeply you can move the lungs when you really fill them up and really let out the breath. We're going to bring the feeling of this support into our practice. So just gently bending in your arms and your legs and rolling to your right side and come up into either a kneeling position or a comfortable seated position with your feet out in front of you. If you're kneeling, have enough support under your sit bones so that your knees are comfortable. I'm just going to double over that narrow blanket and put that in under the sit bones. If your knees hurt on that minimum support, either have more support, higher, the higher it is, the easier on the knees, or don't kneel. So if it hurts your knees, don't kneel down. Even though it's one of the best things for healthy knees. Sitting tall. Beautiful. We're going to just tune in to the spine by making a circle with the top of the head, and you're drawing yourself a halo. You're going to take the whole spine around with your head. So we're not really changing the shape of the spine here, but rather feeling the body moving around the core, around the pelvis. Feel in your spine, behind your heart, behind your chest, the bones pressing forward, just like we did when we were laying down a moment ago. And then take your circles in the opposite direction. And relax your shoulders and your neck as you're doing this. So you feel the lovely balance of your spine, the alignment, as we travel around our center and then coming back to center over the sit bones. Some shoulder rolls now. And the other direction. Take your arms up, and we're going to hold the left wrist with the right hand and reach over to the right side. And so you're gently drawing length into your left arm, your left shoulder, your left rib. Beautiful. Come back to center and hold your right wrist with your left hand. And we're going to reach over to the left side and drawing length into your right side. Breathing deeply. Good. And then we're going to release. Some more shoulder rolls. Lovely. All right. Take an all fours position. Arching the spine up and down. And finding your movement all the way along. Find the bones pressing down or into the front of the body all the way along. Nice, so you've got a back bend shape. Holding that, breathing deeply into the belly. Fingers are nice and wide. Good, and then arch your spine up to the ceiling and really draw the front core of the body up. And holding that and breathing into the belly. Good, and then finding your neutral spine where it just feels really good. The shape is really good, and you're lifting the front of the body to support that. Great, and we're going to tuck the toes under, and we're going to lift the knees just off the floor. And we're going to look after our back with the core body, but drop the hips from side to side. Our collective back. The knees are just off the floor. We take the hips as close to the floor as you can, side to side. Nice work. And then taking child's pose. Feel the flow of your breath. And the bones of the spine easing forward. Lengthening. Good. And then inhale and come up. This time, forearms to the floor and forearms parallel if you can, or hands in prayer position. Elbows under the shoulders. Good. We're going to tuck the toes under, lift the knees just off the floor, and hips side to side. And then child's pose again. Take your knees a little bit wider. Easing the bones of your spine forward. Feeling the ribs really fill and move with the breath. The lungs really fill and letting go of the breath so that there's a satisfaction to the breath. Lovely. And then back into all fours. Lifting up the right leg now. And we're going to draw big circles with the right knee. So the right leg is bent. Draw big circles with the right knee and try to tune in to the feeling of your buttock muscle, the right buttock muscle, doing the work of lifting the leg high. Nice big circle. Explore as much movement as you can here. Feel the front core of the body supporting your spine. Other direction. Nice work. Left leg lifts. Nice big circle. Left buttock is working to lift the leg. And then the other direction. Nice work. Come into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog pose. Tuck the toes under. Lift the knees off the floor. Pressing the heels. Lifting the sit bones. Letting your head just hang down. And we're going to take the right knee to the right wrist and then step back into your downward facing dog pose. Heels down. Left knee to the left wrist. Back into downward facing dog pose. Heels down. Right knee, right wrist. Back into downward facing dog pose. Left knee, left wrist. Downward facing dog pose. And then tip the hips from side to side. And then taking child's pose. Knees to the floor. Hips towards the heel. arms beside you. Finding your breath. The bones of the spine embedding forward. The neck relaxing. Lovely. Take your arms forward, forward virasana. And then up onto all fours. Right knee to the right wrist, and depending on your right knee, you're going to swing your right foot forward towards your left wrist for pigeon pose or preparation for pigeon pose. If you keep your right foot under your sit bone, it won't put as much of a twist into your knee, so you might need to work in that way. But we're going to slide the left leg back. So whether you have your right foot forward or under your right sit bone, we need to slide the left leg back. Good, and we bring the hips as close to the floor as you can. If your right sit bone isn't on the floor, you can put your blanket under, and it feels like a nice support to keep the hips level. So try that. We're going to lift the breastbone. And you can even lift up onto your fingertips and wrap your fingers around imaginary tennis ball. It doesn't work if you have long nails. A little bit of bone loading in the fingers. And we'll draw the shoulder blades down. Beautiful. And then we're going to reach our belly and chest out and over the front leg. Walk your hands out. You might reach down onto your elbows. You might be able to reach your arms out straight. And we keep the hips level, spine level to the floor. So we're not twisting. Press down with your back foot. Engage the left gluteus muscle, buttock muscle, and breathing. Walk the hands back. Find your back bend shape again. The bones of the spine pressing forward, the chest lifting. Look up. Very nice. Releasing back into your all fours position. Left knee, left wrist. Deciding whether you're keeping your foot under your sit bone or swinging the left foot forward towards the right hand. Slide your right leg back. If your left sit bone is high away from the floor, you can try taking your support so that you feel just that, supported. We want the hips to be level to the floor. And as the hips get used to this, you press the top of the right foot down, squeeze the right buttock, and we're going to lift right up onto the fingertips, lifting the spine, drawing the bones of the spine forward. Good. And then we're going to lift the belly and the chest and reach out and over the floor in front. Take your hands out. You might be onto your elbows here, or keep your straight arms. You might even be able to walk your hands out further. Lengthening the ribs out and over the front of the mat. Keeping the spine level to the floor, the hips level to the floor. Keep the back foot pressing and the right buttock squeezing. Bones of the spine reaching forward. Lovely. Walk the hands back. Make your back bend shape again. Lift the chest. Look up. Yes. And back into your child's pose. Finding the flow of your breath. Inhaling and coming up. Nice work. We're going to come up to standing, and you might be able to go from your kneeling position, tuck the toes under, back into your squat, heels press and lifting up. Otherwise, come up to standing in a way that seems sensible. My mat is sliding. Let's take a stance facing the long edge of the mat. And feet are under the hip. Parallel, legs parallel. Lifting the front of the legs, the front of the torso. Rolling your upper arms out and palms in. Having energetic toes and fingers. And the top of the head reaching. Shoulders nice and spacious. And the flow of your breath. Lovely. We're going to take Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Let's do that with the hands in front of the heart. Bend your legs. Reach the spine forward. Reach the spine forward and keep your feeling of the back bend, of the bones of your thoracic spine in particular, so the spine behind your ribs, pressing forward. So not a hunchback shape there. The opposite of. And when you've reached as far forward as you can, keeping that lovely valley in your back, particularly in your thoracic spine, put your hands on your legs where it makes sense, or on the floor if that's you. And then we're going to straighten the legs. They might not go all the way to straight, but get your big stretch. Keep your neck nice and long. Keep the shoulders spacious. And then we're going to draw a halo with the top of the head and bring the whole spine to follow the top of the head. We're not bending anywhere along the spine, but you'll notice you're using your legs, your core to move and lift the spine. So the circle can be large or small. Do what works for you. And then the other direction. Ooh. Make sure you're keeping space in the back of the neck. Back to center, bend your knees, and rolling up. Let's take the arms up. So you're growing. Urdhva Hastasana. And then Tadasana. Your mountain pose. Stand up onto your tiptoes. And lower down, slow, 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 slow. Too easy. Let's stand up. Actually, let's stand in the left foot. Lift up onto the skin of the right foot. Tiptoes, so they're there if you need them. But we're going to lift up onto the ball of just the left. High as you can. And then lowering down slowly. Whoa. Good, and swap sides. Standing to your right foot, lift up onto the skin of the toes of your left foot. Lift up onto the ball of your right foot. As high as you can. Oh. And then lowering down slowly. Ooh. That's nice. I think we better repeat that. Standing into your left foot and up onto the skin of your tiptoes. We're going to lift up onto the ball of the left foot. And if you think you can really do this with one leg, whoa, you can take your right foot off the floor and lower down slowly. Whoa. Mine's a bit up and down. Good. And then we'll try the other side. So standing in the right foot, lift up onto the skin of your left tip toes, lift right up onto the ball of the right foot, and you can even try taking your left foot entirely off the floor and lowering down slowly. Ooh, lovely. Now we need to stretch out those muscles we've just been contracting. So we might turn side on to the short, face the short end of your mat. Just step your right foot forward and your left foot back and find the biggest distance you can, front to back, where your back heel is still on the mat. So don't take such a big lunge that your heel comes off the floor. Pressing that heel down. Good. Bend your front knee and we're going to reach our torso out and over the front thigh. And you're going to reach your arms back beside you and your palms up. And as you lift your palms and reach your fingers back, feel sides of the neck lengthen. Keep the back heel pressing. Bend the front knee as much as you're comfortable with. Reach your torso as far forward as you can without losing the anchor of the left heel. Nice work. Put your right hand on your sacrum and your left hand on your right leg or foot or floor. And then we're going to start to straighten the right leg. I'm going to turn the torso towards the right side so that the right shoulder starts to line up over the left. Just as far in that direction as you're able to work. Keep your back heel pressing. Keep the legs as straight as you can. Turning your ribs, and you might be able to take your right arm straight up over your left. Beautiful. Releasing. We're going to come up. Good. And we'll step the left foot forward and the right foot back. Find your distance front to back so your back heel is stretching down to the floor. Take your torso forward, bones of the spine forward. Bend your front leg. Reach as far forward as you can. Arms beside you, palms up to the ceiling. Reach the fingers back. Feel that the neck is spacious. Press the back heel and begin to straighten your front leg. Lovely. Take your left hand onto your sacrum, your right hand onto your left leg, left foot or the floor. Start to turn your torso to the left. So that the left shoulder starts to stack up over the right. Maybe your left arm even lifts up towards the ceiling. Turn to look back at the floor, and we're going to lift up. Nice work. And we'll step the feet together. Standing for a moment in classic Tadasana, inside edges of the feet together. Feeling the lift in the front of the body. Make some shoulder rolls. Just letting go. of any tension in the shoulders of the neck. Upper arms rolling out, palms in, energetic fingers and toes, energetic spine, satisfying posture and balance. Step whichever foot out to a wider than leg length distance so you're facing the long edge of your mat again. We're going to turn the toes out and the heels in and bend your knees. So the hips drop down, but we lift the internal muscular support. So pelvic floor, feeling all the muscles of the front core lifting. Bring your hands to your heart. Bring your arms by your ears. Bring your arms out from your shoulders. Turn your palms up. So we're going to hold this strong leg position and make little circles for the arm. Palms up, thumbs are reaching back. Pelvic floor is lifting, lower front core is lifting. You can be as low into your hips as you're able and try to keep your torso perpendicular to the floor, not leaning forward. Good, hands to the heart. And we're going to straighten the legs. Turn the toes in. Make a little back bend. Lift the front of the thighs, the front of the hips, the front of the belly. And then forward bending. Spine easing forward into the front of the body. And feel that beautiful stretch in the back of the legs. All right, take your arms where they help. So hands could be under the shoulders. Maybe they're reaching to your legs. Take the top of the head as far forward or down to the floor as feels good for your spine. But we're avoiding the hunchback shape in the spine, and particularly in your thoracic spine. Try to find that feeling we first did in the practice where the blanket was underneath the thoracic spine and pressing the bones forward. You can do this posture with your arms reaching out in front if that is what feels really good, or the top of the head reaching towards the floor in the line of the feet if that feels good. Lifting kneecaps, quadriceps, sit bones, pressing outer edges of the feet but lifting inner arches of the feet. Oh. Bend one leg and straighten the other. Take that movement as far as is practical, and then the opposite side. And go from side to side. Take it slow and just notice what stretches, because there'll be movement in the ankles and the feet as well. Back to center. We're going to look up now. So put the hands under the chest, looking up, bending the knee. And if you feel like this is going to work, you're going to jump your feet into a squatting position and come down to squat. Heels towards the floor, as close as you can get them. So you can put your hands forward for counterweight and try to press your heels down. Even turn your torso from side to side so the hips face one way and then the other. And to try and get the heels closer and closer and closer to the floor. And then we're going to press into the and come up standing. And take the arms all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Tadasana. Nice work. We are going to sit down now, and you can use your You're squatting and trying to sit without using your hands, without falling back. You can take a sensible approach to that and use your hands however necessary. Did I say that too late? Take a seat on your blanket. Mm. And here we are back on our feet. The spine has explored some work, particularly in that front and back movement with bringing the bones of the spine forward. But let's just go over to the side now, and we're going to wave to the side. If you think about your wave being led by your ribs, your side ribs where your diaphragm is, that lower cross section of the rib, poke those out to the side first, and then let the whole spine follow along. And find this lovely energy to the spine. You might even notice how the core body, and that includes your back core, they're all working to stabilize. So even though you're putting your spine into awkward positions, get that feeling of stability and support. Strong core. Imagine with each wave you could reach your ribs higher and higher. So you're lengthening that part of the body from the pelvis to the rib cage. And make the movements a little bit smaller each time until you come to center with a sense of sitting so tall and shoulders relaxed. So much space for the organ, for the breath. Satisfying breath. We're going to breathe extra long on the exhalation. Just keep breathing out until you feel like you've really got rid of all the air. And then notice the natural impulse, the satisfaction of the inhalation. So really focusing on your exhalation. Feeling the satisfaction of your inhalation. Keep breathing like that and turn your torso to the left. We're just going to follow that breath into your twist, Sukhasana. Focusing on the exhalation. Feeling the satisfaction of the inhalation. Coming back to center. And change the cross of your leg. Still following that extended exhalation to the other side, twisting to the other side, to the right. Coming back to center. If you would like to stay for Shavasana, you can take a lying down position now. If you need to finish your practice, namaste to you. Thank you. For Shavasana, when you lie down flat, that may not be ideal for your body. So a blanket under the thighs brings relief to tension that might be still in your lower back. So you can put a blanket there or a blanket under the head if it feels like you have to reach your neck back to the floor. So take any padding that's appropriate or a covering. Letting your breath return to its normal, natural shape. Whatever that might be. Feeling the parts of your body that are in contact with the floor. Feeling their weight and substance. Letting more and more of your body sink towards the floor. And here in Shavasana, no need for any more doing. Just being. And as you bring your focus to each place in the body, letting that part of your body just be. This is the chance to notice just being. In your toes and your feet. Your ankle. Lower leg, knees. Thighs. And your hips and the pelvis and belly, buttock, lower back, middle back, between the shoulders, the rib cage, and the shoulders, and the armpit. Noticing your arms now, just being upper arms, elbows, forearms, thumbs and fingers, and hands. The back of your neck and your throat, base of your skull, your scalp, and all the muscles of facial expression, just being. Around your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. Lips and tongue. No doing, just being. Jaw, and ears. Whole body. Just being with the breath. From this place of being still, start to move your fingers and your toes a little. Larger movements of hands and feet and arms and legs. Finding every little movement a delight. And then bending in your arms and legs so you can roll over to your right side. And when you're ready, Come and have a seat. Bringing your hands in front of your heart. Take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.